different coach? Does it feel different knowing last home game, 16 teams are going to the playoffs, this team is not? What is the feeling, maybe in the dressing room and with the coaches right now?
Well, I think the feeling is that you're professional. I think you got to keep playing as hard and play hard as you can. I'm encouraged. I like our road trip that we just came off. I thought we had 3 excellent games. We played 2 teams that are top in the league in Florida and Tampa. And, we gave up 6 goals in the last 3 games, so 2 per game. With a lineup that's limited, but I think we've been more physical. I think the players have had more of a commitment of playing away from the puck. And, I think that's how you look at it. I think you're playing for different reasons. Different people have different purposes to play for. So, but you owe it to your fans, like the last game, to give a good performance.
Jacques, quand on regarde Thomas Chabot actuellement, dans votre depth chart, il est peut-être un peu plus bas actuellement, 3e paire de défense, 2e jeu de puissance. Est-ce que c'est une bonne lecture qu'on fait? Est-ce que c'est le reflet de l'évaluation que vous faites de son jeu? Qu'est-ce que tu peux nous dire là-dessus?
Non, mais premièrement, 3e paire, c'est pas... je pense qu'il joue 2e paire. Puis 2e paire, souvent, tu as beau être tes défenseurs. On joue pas mal à 6 défenseurs aussi. C'est sûr que Sanderson, Zub joue, mais si on regarde le temps de glace, Thomas Chabot était blessé, il a manqué un certain temps. Il est revenu, disons, à certains moments durant la saison, il a joué sur notre première unité de jeu de puissance. Donc, je pense que son jeu nous aide quand même beaucoup. Il a beaucoup de talent offensif, l'habileté avec son patin de pouvoir sortir la rondelle de la zone. Donc, je pense que c'est un peu le fait qu'il a manqué à certains moments. Puis, dans le moment, disons, si on regarde nos unités spéciales, il nous manque des gars comme Strudel, Norris, qui faisaient partie de notre jeu de puissance.
Est-ce que l'équipe, l'année passée, les Canucks de Vancouver ont quand même fait un tournant majeur, Jacques, quand tu vois le potentiel de ton équipe là, puis ce qui pourrait advenir, êtes-vous loin d'une équipe comme les Canucks où ils étaient peut-être il y a 1 an?
Bien, je pense que je pense pas que je peux répondre à cette question-là dans le moment. Je pense qu'on a des éléments en place, mais il reste quand même qu'il y a beaucoup d'ouvrages à faire sur le point de vue de peut-être de mieux entourer notre noyau de joueurs. Je regardais, on a joué Tampa à notre dernier match. Je regardais leur avant. 4 de leurs avant ont été des choix hors pêchage, dont leur noyau. Si on parle de Point, Kucherov, Stamkos, Ciccarelli. Les autres ont été ajoutés par des transactions. OK. C'est sûr qu'ils ont aussi un noyau à la défensive avec Edmund. Mais, donc, tu sais, c'est un peu le même scénario avec nous autres. Je pense qu'on a des atouts. L'organisation doit décider avec quels joueurs qu'ils veulent aller de l'avant, puis mieux les entourer de joueurs que peut-être mieux établis, qui amènent une certaine dimension plus spécifique. Puis un peu la même chose à la défensive. Je pense qu'on a de bons éléments en place, mais on a besoin de faire des changements. Puis on a besoin de faire une évaluation aussi de nos gardiens de but.
How tricky is that?
Pardon?
How tricky is it to identify the moment when you have to make those moves, when you have to surround your young youth with older players or more established players, and picking the right time to do that?
Well, I think picking the right time is a difficult answer because it doesn't happen overnight, and so the first step to me, is to identify who the people you want to go forward with that are here. And then the second part is, to work at, making those changes. So changes are made through drafts. Sometimes they're made through trades. They're made through free agency, all different ways, So it's not a process that, you decide, okay, I'm changing this. I'm going to do that tomorrow. It's a process that you have to identify your game plan and then work at it. So.
Je pense que les sénateurs ont gagné leurs 8 derniers matchs face aux Canadiens. C'est une raison qui explique ça?
Non, j'ai pas de raison. Je savais même pas qu'ils avaient gagné leurs 8 derniers matchs. Je pense que c'est un peu une situation, tout ce qu'on regarde, chaque match chaque match, une fois à la fois. Je regarde le Canadien, c'est une équipe qui a quand même progressé. Je regarde dans le moment, lorsque j'analyse, ils ont un premier trio qui est quand même très productif, qui peut changer l'allure d'un match, ce qui est très talentueux. On regarde la progression de Slafkovský, par exemple, en début de saison, comparativement à la fin de la saison. Leur premier centre, leur capitaine, c'est un gars clé. Je pense que semble jouer du bien meilleur hockey dans la deuxième moitié que la première moitié. C'est un gars qui joue la game de la bonne façon. Caulfield, c'est un marqueur. Donc, si on regarde les autres trios, il y a plusieurs vétérans qui sont revenus, qui ont été absents durant la saison. Donc, c'est une différente équipe. À la défensive, la même chose. Ils ont comme 2-3 vétérans bien entourés de jeunes. Donc, pour nous autres, je regarde notre match, puis l'emphase va être sur la façon qu'on peut gagner notre match. Je pense pas qu'on peut aller dans un shootout avec eux autres. Donc, il faut bien jouer sans la rondelle. Il faut faire sûr qu'on est en bonne position, qu'on joue un jeu de discipline, on prend attention aux détails, puis qu'on capitalise sur nos chances de marquer.
Il y a un an, Jacques, tu travaillais avec nous autres à TVA Sport. Aujourd'hui, c'est le dernier match local des sénateurs d'Ottawa. C'est contre les Canadiens. C'est une valeur pour toi? C'est juste la rencontre de dire, hey, je suis ici ce soir, dans un endroit où j'ai travaillé longtemps. C'est face aux Canadiens. Ça a-tu personnellement quelque chose de spécial?
Bien, la seule différence, c'est que j'ai passé beaucoup plus de temps, longtemps ici à Ottawa qu'à Montréal, là, mais non, je pense que tu veux gagner chaque match, puis c'est un groupe que j'ai eu l'opportunité de travailler avec peut-être 4 mois, essayer de leur aider à progresser, à avoir peut-être une meilleure compréhension de la façon qu'ils doivent jouer pour connaître du succès, pour entrer en série. Un peu comme je suis sûr que comme Martin fait avec le Canadien. Je pense que Martin, c'est un gagnant, c'est un champion. Puis, il essaye de développer une attitude, un mindset qui va aider ses joueurs à atteindre ce que lui a pu atteindre comme joueur.
Excuse-moi, à la fin de la saison 21-22, c'était une histoire qui est assez connue. C'est les leaders du groupe Chabot, Tkachuk, t'allais voir Pierre Dorion pour dire on devrait qu'il y ait des changements. L'avant, Pierre l'avait eu. 2 autres saisons suivies, 2 autres saisons, pas de série, encore très loin de les faire. Est-ce que tu sens de l'impatience dans ce groupe-là de jeunes, qui est plus si jeune que ça, finalement, dans ce noyau-là, qui, de une autre saison, qui se finit au tournoi dans le...
Bien, je ne sais pas si l'impatience est le bon mot. Là. C'est ceux qui veulent faire les séries. Mais je pense que, on a toute une responsabilité à prendre. Moi-même, je suis ici depuis 4 mois. Des gars, comme tu mentionnes, Chabot, je ne sais pas, ça fait combien d'années qu'il est ici, peut-être 7 ans. Donc, on a une responsabilité. Tkachuk comme capitaine, tout le monde, à regarder, oui, l'ensemble, on a besoin de faire des changements, mais est-ce qu'on a besoin de changer notre jeu personnellement aussi pour atteindre notre but? Donc, ce sont des des décisions qui relèvent plus que, pas de moi, mais plus de l'administration, de la gérance. Mais je suis sûr que ce sont des points qui vont être adressés avec les joueurs lors de leur réunion finale avec le directeur gérant.
It's just coming home last game. You want to finish on a good note. I know the season's almost over, but at the end of the day, you want to leave the fans on a good note for the summer. And obviously, like I've always said, they supported us all year. We've always had amazing crowds. The fans are involved. They're loud in the building. So, you know what? Tonight it's just another fun game like that against Montreal. There's always good energy in this building. So, no, I think all of us are pretty excited.
On a personal level, what are you playing for? What are some of the team players playing for?
I think it's just us as a group. It's just playing for setting up for next season. I think we kind of done that lately. Is really getting ready. I know we're not. Obviously, everybody's aware we're not going to make playoffs, but it's just playing and playing with good habits and learning and playing both ways up the ice, paying attention to certain details, and I think that's what we've been focused on a lot.
Do you sense that some guys are playing for jobs?
I mean, at the end of the day, this is the NHL, so I think we all are. At the end of the day, you're evaluated every single day, whether it's in practice or in games, and that's the reality of the game. And obviously, like I said, we have a great group of guys here. We all love each other. We all love hanging out with each other. But at the end of the day, we want to go out there and play as best as we can.
Thomas, apologies if this was asked earlier in the week, but have you given any thought to the World Championships?
I haven't got anything yet. Obviously, I'm going to have to look into it when that time comes. But right now, I'm just mostly focused on finishing the season and playing all 3 games.
With how many injuries you had this season, does that kind of play into it as well?
A little bit. I mean, at the end of the day, it's one of those summers coming up that you kind of want to make sure everything's really healed up and ready to go when camp starts next year. Obviously, seems long to say from now that the training camp, but it always comes quick, and you want to make sure that when you're back in the lineup and back at camp that you're fully healthy again.
What's your relationship or perspective with expectations around this team? It feels like the past few years, it's been ramping up, and the last 2 years, playoffs have been talked about. Does it even really matter what people project this team as? Like, what's the goal right now? Is it playoffs? Is it Stanley? Like, what is it?
I mean, the goal is definitely on playoffs, but I mean, at the end of the day, whether you say it 100 times or not, we know as a group, it's all of us that's going to need to do it and is going to need to pull it together for next season. And I think a season like this year with the injuries, with everything that's happened, it's a good learning curve for us. I mean, at the end of the day, we know that the game's being played every night on the ice, and there's not an easy night out there, and there's some nights that don't go your way, but at the end of the day, it's finding a way of playing consistent hockey on when those things happen. Your success on winning games is not too effective.
I don't know, when you take everything into consideration.
It's I think kind of sad. Whenever you're playing, it's what you want to do. It's kind of what you're made to do, and whenever you're kind of in summer, it's it's an immediate miss the game, miss playing. So, and especially miss playing in front of this fan base and city. So, I mean, you want to leave on a high note, but there's definitely a little bit that's I'm missing there that we're hoping to accomplish this year. So, I mean, hopefully, I know it's going to be a great crowd tonight. So, we just want to give our best effort to salute and appreciate all their support this year.
When you do rally the troops tonight, what's your message to the team before you guys head onto the ice?
Just our last home game of the year. Just I don't really think anything else needs to be said. That we're playing for things above us. We're playing for the people that spend money and support us through thick and thin, and we're playing for this community as a whole, and try to create some positivity after a difficult year for next year, and try to build some momentum towards it.
Brady, have you given any more thought about the Worlds taking part in that?
I mean, my sole focus when the season's happening is the season, and I mean, most likely trending towards that direction of playing and representing the country. But I mean, I'll probably talk more about that after the season. But right now, it's 3 games left, 1 home game, and two big games for other teams coming down the stretch here. So, my sole focus is on this team right now, but it's definitely looking like I'm playing.
Personally, what's 35 goals mean to you? What does 36, or what would 36 mean?
You know what? It's nice, but I mean, there's bigger and higher hopes that I wanted to accomplish this year, and unfortunately, we won't be able to do that. Coming into this year is more team goals and versus individual goals, and so it's nice, but it's a credit to guys in this room, guys that I've played with, and but yeah, like I said, I had bigger and more team-oriented goals coming into this year versus individual number.
Do you get the sense that there's some guys on this team playing for jobs, playing for future contracts right now?
I think so. I think whenever in a situation like this, it's and the unfortunate thing, I've been in this situation way too many times that I've wanted to, and it's every year it's kind of like that, where to finish the year in a non-playoff position, that fighting for contracts, fighting for staying here long term, short term. It's just everybody's situation so different. So I think for that, I think it's true, but I think for everybody, no matter what the situation is, it's all about helping each other out for their own individual situations.
Brady, to what extent is what you just talked about, the repetitiveness of being in this situation at this time of year, how much is that weighing on you right now?
I mean, it's frustrating. I think everybody in this room is frustrated because there's higher hopes that we wanted to accomplish this year. But with adversity, there's always lessons to be learned. So I think there's going to be a lot of time to reflect on this year when the season's over, but that's not for another week. Our sole focus right now is tonight, leaving a good effort, create some momentum going into next year.
If anything, would one of those lessons be learning how to manage expectations to some extent?
I mean, I think the goal is always to dream big, right? So every year, why don't you have a goal to win the Stanley Cup? I think every team has a goal no matter what situation it is. It's the reason why we play, and I think it's important to dream big, and it's when it comes to that, it's individually working on managing that expectations, managing the highs and lows. But at the end of the day, it's the mindset, mentality, work ethic every single day that sole focus on your mind should be just the Stanley Cup and trying to be in the best position to win the Stanley Cup. And I think that's a mindset that we're working towards, and we're getting better too.